Welcome back to Better Pet Parents, everybody. So today we're going to be talking about a delicate subject. It's one that I think a lot of pet parents need to be giving some thought to, so that's why I'm bringing it up today. But it is a sensitive topic, and that is end-of-life planning. So for the sake of today's discussion, we're not talking about quality of life decisions. We're talking about care for our animals' bodies after they pass and making sure that we already know ahead of time how we want to handle those situations before they arise. It's very common for us as human beings to think about what we want done for our own end-of-life care. It's very common for us to plan with our family members what their wishes are. And I'm just here today to tell you that this is a beneficial thing to think about when it comes to our animals too. And what I mean by that is I think it's very important for any pet parent to be asking your veterinarian, understanding with your veterinarian what your options are going to be long before that time, so that when the time comes, and you're already emotional dealing with the circumstances at the time when it happens, that you've thought well ahead of time about what your wishes for your pet are. It's very common for veterinary practices to be able to handle cremation services for your pet. They will tell you that you have the option for a private cremation or a general cremation, and the difference is that you would get the ashes back if you choose to have a private cremation. And every veterinary practice is going to have options in place for that. You might prefer to do a home burial with your pet. It's always important to know what your local laws are about doing that. But I do just want to tell everybody that if you are somebody who's thinking about a home burial as being your choice for your pet's afterlife care, I do want you to consider that if you think that you might not ever stay at that particular residence, if you think that moving might be somewhere in the future, you might rather consider a cremation, so that you never have to feel later on down the road that you're leaving the place of your pet's burial. I think it's very important for us to consider as pet parents what we think is for the best, what we want to happen, and understanding what your options are long before you're emotional about the subject. I think it's something that could really benefit a lot of you to give some thought well ahead of time. Another thing is that for those clients that may wish to handle the matter of cremation themselves, let's say that you're a client that does prefer to have your animal cremated, but you don't want the veterinary practice to handle that process. You would rather take your pet yourself to the facility and handle that yourself. It's very important to do the research ahead of time about where those facilities are and how that's going to work if that's what you choose to do. Obviously, if that's what you choose to do, after your pet passes, you're going to be working with a limited time frame on doing that. So it's very important to communicate with those facilities, know where those facilities are, and have an end-of-life plan in place well ahead of time, so that when those times do come, you already know where you're going, you already know what your wishes are, your family has discussed it, and you are doing what you think is best for your pet. Again, I know that this is a sensitive topic, and I know that it's not one that any of us want to think about. But I do think that for those proactive pet parents out there, that it will help later if you do give some thought to what your wishes are ahead of time. And everything that we discuss here at Better Pet Parents is never for the sake of being controversial or sensitive or arising negative emotions. Everything that we talk about here is to help pet parents, help them on their journey of pet parenthood, or help the animals on that journey with things that the pet parents can do to make their lives better. Our mission at Better Pet Parents is to help pet parents. And so I do just want to emphasize that today, that the sake of this discussion is to benefit you guys later on down the road. So I encourage everybody to give this topic some thought, discuss it with your family when you're able, and just understand what your options are, discuss them with your veterinarian, and have your plan in place so that you are doing everything that you can when the time comes to make the process easier. I want to wish you all the very best on your pet parenthood journeys. Please let us know if you have any questions or any thoughts, and we'll see you again next week for another discussion. Thank you for being here.